Is it true that Jungkook, the golden magnate of BTS, secretly dreams of something far more personal than global fame or fortune, having a pair of little children, to finally fill the silence of his lonely house? And what hidden clues prove that this longing is not just a passing thought, but his deepest desire? Before we dive into this emotional revelation and uncover the shocking hints surrounding Jungkook's most human and intimate dream, don't forget to hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you won't miss the next story that will shake your heart and challenge everything you thought you knew. Because this time, it's not about chart-topping hits or sold-out arenas. It's about the fragile longing of a man who, despite standing on the world's biggest stages, still comes home to a silence that no amount of applause can fill. Imagine a grand, modern house hidden away in the quiet corners of Seoul. From the outside, it radiates elegance, high walls, strict security, and all the trappings of luxury. Yet inside, the atmosphere is strikingly different. Still, empty, almost hollow. It's a house that seems to wait for something or perhaps someone. And within those walls lives Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS. A man who has everything the world could possibly give: fame, wealth, power, influence, but who, according to whispers and resurfaced clues, carries a longing that not even billions of fans can satisfy. What could be missing in the life of someone who has already achieved the unimaginable? The answer, surprisingly, may be as simple as it is heartbreaking: the laughter of children. The first crack in this secret came when an old interview clip resurfaced and went viral. In it, Jungkook's eyes softened noticeably as he spoke about children. He confessed that the sound of a child's laughter could brighten even the darkest day. At the time, many dismissed it as just a sweet comment, perhaps even fan service. But now, looking back, it feels like something more: a tiny window into his unspoken dreams. Could it be that the boy who grew up under the blinding spotlight longs for something as ordinary and beautiful as being called dad? Fans began noticing patterns. At fan events, when parents brought children, Jungkook's entire demeanor shifted. His smile widened, his shoulders relaxed, his gaze turned tender. In one unforgettable moment, when an ARMY carried a baby in her arms, Jungkook couldn't hide his joy. He leaned in, his expression glowing, as though for a fleeting second, he wasn't a superstar surrounded by cameras. He was just a man imagining what it would feel like to hold his own child. And then came the most intriguing detail: the way Jungkook spoke about a pair of children. Not just one, not three, a pair. Fans began to wonder, why a pair? Some speculated that he imagines a boy and a girl, siblings growing up side by side, complementing each other the way light complements shadow. Others believe the number two carries deeper meaning for him: balance, companionship, and the end of loneliness. Could it be that Jungkook envisions a son to carry his energy and a daughter to mirror his gentleness, both filling the quiet halls of his home with life? But here lies the question that burns in the hearts of ARMY. Is this dream possible for Jungkook, a man bound to a relentless schedule, contracts, and an entire world watching his every move? Could he ever escape into a quieter life where the sound of applause is replaced by the patter of tiny feet across polished floors? Or is this wish destined to remain locked in his heart, a secret too fragile to face the brutal reality of fame? For now, all we have are fragment smiles caught on camera, wistful words in interviews, stolen moments where he interacts with children as if glimpsing another version of himself. But each clue adds to a picture too vivid to ignore. Jungkook's grand house, often described by those who've seen it as stunning yet cold, suddenly takes on a different meaning. Perhaps it isn't just a fortress of privacy, but a vessel waiting to be filled with warmth, waiting for laughter, toys scattered across the floor, and the kind of chaos only children can bring. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end of his story, but the beginning of a new one. The mystery surrounding Jungkook's longing deepens. The more fans look back at his past words and actions. Over the years, Jungkook has been known for his discipline, his perfectionism, and his relentless commitment to his career. He is the idol who practices until dawn, the artist who pushes his body and voice beyond limits, the man who never settles for good enough. And yet, beneath all of that strength, there are fleeting moments, unguarded, fragile moments where the real Jungkook peeks through. Moments when he doesn't look like the global superstar carrying the name BTS, but simply like a young man who wants what so many others take for granted: the warmth of a family, the innocence of children, the chance to be more than an idol. In one behind-the-scenes clip from years ago, Jungkook was seen crouching down to play with a staff member's child. The cameras caught his smile, brighter and softer than usual, as the toddler tugged at his sleeve. Fans revisiting that footage now describe it as eerie, almost prophetic, like watching a dream manifest before their eyes. Could it be that Jungkook's love for children is not just admiration, but foreshadowing? Then there are his own words. During a casual conversation once, Jungkook admitted, almost shyly, that he hoped to marry at a young age. Though he laughed it off at the time, ARMY never forgot. As years passed, he often dodged questions about family life, but sometimes his silence said more than words. In the world of K-pop, where personal lives are scrutinized and every hint of romance becomes scandal, Jungkook's careful pauses seem like hidden confessions. And now, this recurring image of a pair of children adds a new layer of intrigue. Fans have dissected it endlessly, pointing out how Jungkook tends to draw balance in everything he does: his tattoos, his songs, his stage presence. Perhaps two children symbolize not only companionship, but harmony, something he craves in a life that has been anything but balanced. For decades, he has lived in extremes: extreme fame, extreme pressure, extreme isolation. Wouldn't it make sense that what he longs for most is equilibrium? Two small lives grounding him, anchoring him to reality. But there's also something haunting about this desire: a pair of children to fill a house that has been described by insiders as vast, beautiful, and lonely. Pictures of Jungkook's home that surfaced online show high ceilings, wide halls, minimalist designs. To some, it looks like a palace, to others, a cage. Imagine walking through rooms where every step echoes back to you. Imagine nights when the only sound is your own breath, your own heartbeat. For Jungkook, who has spent his youth surrounded by members, fans, and constant noise, could the sudden stillness of an empty home feel unbearable? Could the image of children running through those halls be not just a wish, but a desperate antidote to silence? The contrast is staggering. On stage, Jungkook is never alone. He is drowned in chants, lights, fireworks, the kind of noise that rattles the bones. But when he returns home, that energy dissolves. The louder the crowd, the quieter the silence afterward. The bigger the stage, the colder the empty house. It is in that emptiness that the thought creeps in: what if there were little voices here instead? And so the dream forms: a boy and a girl, two tiny hands reaching for him when he walks through the door. The boy might carry his mischievous smile, the girl his deep, starry eyes. He imagines them painting on the walls, laughing in the garden, spilling cereal across the kitchen floor. He imagines himself holding their hands, walking them to school, or singing them to sleep with the same voice that once comforted millions. This vision isn't grand like a stadium, but it is powerful in its simplicity. It is the life behind the life, the stage behind the stage. Yet as tender as this dream is, it collides with reality. Jungkook's life is not his own. His every move is tracked, photographed, dissected. How could he possibly shield two innocent children from the glare of the world's spotlight? Fans fear that the very life that gave him everything may also be the one thing preventing him from having what he wants most. Could he risk raising children in a world where his privacy is constantly under siege? Could he ever separate Jungkook the idol from Jungkook the father? The tension is palpable. On one hand, there is the boy who grew up too quickly, forced into maturity by fame, yearning for something ordinary. On the other hand, there is the man who must face the harsh reality that his choices will never be simple, never without consequence. And yet, love and longing are not things one can lock away forever. They surface again and again, in smiles, in silences, in stray words caught on camera. ARMY, always alert, has pieced these fragments together into theories that blur the line between fact and fantasy. Some are convinced that Jungkook has already planned his future in secret, that the house he bought is not just an investment, but a foundation for family life. Others whisper that his longing for children may influence his career decisions, perhaps even lead him to step back from the spotlight one day. The mere idea sends shockwaves through the fandom. Could Jungkook, global star, youngest of BTS, symbol of a generation, choose to walk away, not for burnout or scandal, but for the simple dream of hearing Oppo echo in his home?